If you're in a fishy mood and you love to shop at low-cost grocery stores, how do you choose between Walmart and Aldi? We're here to break down the seafood bona fides at these two retail giants. Anyone who's ever stepped foot inside a Walmart supercenter knows how extensive its aisles can be, and we're happy to report that the seafood section is no exception. Placed in close proximity to the rest of its meat, the chain's specific seafood offerings can vary by location. Generally speaking, though, you can expect to find some packaged and fresh crustacean options like snow crab and raw shrimp, whitefish variants like the ever-popular tilapia, oily fish like salmon, and a few hefty tuna steaks. But fresh seafood that's ready to be thrown right on the grill isn't all you'll find at Walmart. The frozen aisles are full of fish options that can be stored for longer periods of time, such as frozen fillets of various types, as well as pre-breaded and fried products like bags of fish sticks and white cod patties for sandwiches. Canned seafood like salmon, tuna, and mackerel can also be purchased for your pantry, as well as one-pot crawfish boils. The Aldi Corporation's origins can be traced back to Germany, with its American debut happening in 1976 with a single location in Iowa. The chain eventually grew to become one of the most beloved discount grocers in the United States. Aldi proudly reports that approximately 90% of products offered in its stores are produced by its own in-house brands, which allows them to be priced at much lower rates than their standard name brand counterparts. This rule also extends to the seafood products, the majority of which are marked with Aldi's signature seal. Within the fish section, you can expect to find ample fresh salmon variants, steelhead trout, and tilapia fillets. As far as the frozen offerings go, beer-battered cod fillets, fried catfish, gulf shrimp, seafood boils, and multiple unseasoned fish fillets are all up for grabs. Canned tuna, sardines, wild Alaska pink salmon, and mackerel can also be found in the canned goods aisles, all ready to perhaps be spread on your favorite crackers. When deciding whether Walmart or Aldi should be the supplier for your next seafood platter, the number of mouths you need to feed should certainly be taken into account. This is because these two discount grocers package up their ocean picks a little differently. While Walmart tends to vacuum seal double fillets or whole fish portions, Aldi generally sells mostly individual serving sizes of the same products.
It was a lovely little fish.
Neither of these techniques is inherently right or wrong, but it does make a difference depending on what you're shopping for. Generally speaking, buying in bulk ends up being simpler and more economical in the long run if you need to purchase more. So if you have a large family to feed, buying one or two of Walmart's bigger fish portions probably makes more sense than purchasing 5 or 6 of Aldi's smaller ones. On the other hand, Walmart's big portions may not be the best option if you're cooking for one. So if you are shopping to just feed mainly yourself, Aldi is a better option both in terms of cost and freshness. Seafood is a wide-ranging term, enveloping the entirety of ocean bites like crab, lobster, cod, haddock, ray, sturgeon, crayfish, scallops, and plenty more. Walmart and Aldi's array of seafood products match one another fairly closely, but there are some differences to be found, and whichever type you're craving will help to determine which store is right for you. Both Walmart and Aldi offer some of the most popular fish picks like salmon and tilapia in their cold aisles, but if you're a crustacean fan, Walmart should probably be your first stop. The retail giant offers both crab and shrimp in its fresh seafood section, options that Aldi only offers in frozen form. However, Aldi's salmon selection blows Walmart's out of the water. Not only does Aldi offer numerous salmon variants, while Walmart appears to only offer Atlantic as a general rule, the fillets themselves are praised heavily by shoppers for their quality and taste. So if salmon is your go-to on seafood night, then it's time to head to Aldi.
Aldi salmon for the win! What?
The sustainability of seafood sourcing is an important topic in the modern fishing industry. Ensuring that fish are caught ethically and safely is not only important for the fish themselves, but also for consumers and the planet as a whole. Therefore, purchasing fish that are sourced using economically safe practices is a significant consideration for many shoppers. If you're one of those shoppers, then you may just want to know that Aldi comes out on top over Walmart in this area. The nonprofit Greenpeace ranks national seafood brands according to a strict scale determined by policy, transparency, endangered species processing, and other aspects. Aldi currently scores around 67% in Greenpeace's overall seafood sustainability model. While that might not sound especially stellar, it is better than Walmart's score of 55%. Furthermore, Greenpeace also notes Walmart's lack of transparency regarding its fishing methods, which can be a major red flag for shoppers trying to make informed decisions about their seafood purchases. Tuna is among the most popular seafood options in America, and the canned version makes for a quick and convenient way to integrate more protein and extra omega-3s into your diet. When it comes to the best brand of canned tuna, everyone seems to have their own favorite. Whether it's Chicken of the Sea, Bumblebee, or Starkist, chances are you already have a preference that you'll reach for over any others. But what if the store where you're doing your shopping doesn't carry your regular brand?
Tuna fish.
Tuna fish! I've done a sleepover at Mike.
You could very well find yourself in this situation if you're shopping at Aldi. While the vast aisles of Walmart carry just about every tuna brand under the sun, you'll find a much narrower selection at Aldi. That's because Aldi primarily offers its in-house tuna brand, Northern Catch, as well as the occasional pack of Bumblebee. And that's about it. Although Northern Catch enjoys relatively positive customer feedback overall, switching to a new canned tuna brand is surely a dicey proposition for a lot of people. So if you've got your heart set on sticking with a specific brand, then you're better off heading to Walmart to stock up. Accidentally swallowing a bone is an unfortunate fate that has befallen many dedicated fish eaters. While most pin-like fish bones will pass through our bodies without any serious issues, they do come with the slight risk of becoming lodged in the throat, causing tiny cuts and tears in the esophagus or ripping the gastrointestinal tract due to their sharp edges. So it's definitely best to avoid swallowing bones if possible. But if the fish we purchase hasn't been properly deboned, our chances of ingesting them go up with every mouthful. When it comes to Walmart and Aldi, one of these stores may just have slightly cleaner products in terms of bones. Complaints of hidden bones in Walmart fish products tend to pop up relatively consistently on online forums, including the store's official website and discussion platforms like Reddit. Aldi's seafood, on the other hand, is mostly free of bony reviews, with many shoppers reporting just the opposite. As one person commented on the Aldi subreddit, "I buy Aldi salmon weekly and have found 1 to 2 pin bones total in the years I've been buying." So if fish bones are a concern for you, you may just want to consider these customer reviews going forward.
Please send me your bones today.
When fresh oven-baked salmon just isn't getting the stamp of approval you hoped it would from your family, sometimes a round of frozen fish sticks is just what's needed to fill their stomachs. Pre-made seafood items like fish sticks, patties, and shrimp poppers can certainly help entice seafood-wary eaters to dive in, and they can also serve as the basis of a quick and easy meal on a busy weekday evening. And when it comes to finding the best selection of frozen seafood products, you could certainly do much worse than Walmart. The sheer number of frozen seafood items at the world's leading retailer far exceed the options at Aldi. Their offerings include butterfly shrimp, beer-battered fillets, and whitefish fillets, just to name a few. While you'll certainly be able to find some battered fillets and breaded fish sticks at your nearest Aldi, the selection won't be anywhere near as plentiful as at Walmart. If you don't eat processed and frozen seafood very often, then this more limited selection may not matter to you. However, if you want the freedom of choice that comes with more options, then Walmart is the place to go. With their similar business models, Aldi and Walmart have been compared to each other on numerous occasions, with their prices often closely examined. Business and financial websites such as AARP and Business Insider, as well as countless blogs and food publications, have all come to the clear conclusion that Aldi is less expensive overall. And this advantage certainly extends to the seafood aisle. Aldi doesn't post its fish prices online, perhaps because rates vary by location, but shoppers posting on Reddit have talked about the affordability of the seafood on multiple occasions. It's worth noting, however, that while people tend to note that Aldi's standard fish prices are lower than competing stores as a general rule, the sale prices found at other grocers, including Walmart, can sometimes beat them out. Thus, Aldi will likely give you the cheapest rates the majority of the time, but if Walmart is running a big sale, you may just want to stop there first and see if you can reel in an even cheaper catch.
Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Just as price and selection are important when determining where to shop for seafood, accessibility is also a significant consideration. So when it comes to a shopper in any part of the United States trying to find a nearby location to grab some salmon or tuna, your chances are undeniably going to be better with Walmart. With over 4,600 locations scattered throughout all 50 states, Walmart's presence is nearly twice as wide-reaching as Aldi's. To be specific, Aldi has about half the total stores as Walmart, with around 2,400 locations in the US, with a concentrated presence in the eastern portion of the country. So if you instead live in the western half, you might be out of luck, as Aldi has virtually 0 locations in this part of the country. This isn't an issue if you live in Florida, the state with the highest number of Aldi locations, but it may be a complete game changer if you live in Washington state, where there is not a single one. Considering all this, we've got to declare Walmart the winner in this category, as its seafood is simply going to be easier for the largest number of shoppers to get their hands on. When it comes to declaring either Walmart or Aldi the overall winner of the seafood battle, the answer is rather simple. It's subjective. That may sound like a cop-out, but this isn't a one-size-fits-all situation. While you may consider Aldi to have the superior fish section after a side-by-side comparison, someone else could very well place Walmart in their own personal gold medal spot. The truth is that the best store for you is going to depend heavily on your individual preferences, needs, and location. Both stores offer high-quality, relatively cheap seafood. If you're cooking for yourself, prefer salmon with fewer bones, value sustainability, or live in the eastern half of the United States, Aldi comes out on top. However, if you're in a western state, prefer a larger selection of frozen options, crave fresh shrimp or crab legs, or are trying to feed a larger number of people, then Walmart is the ideal fit. Either way, there's no absolute right or wrong choice when it comes to finding that perfect fillet. Wherever you choose to shop, we wish you a flavorful and fishy day.
Oh, fishy, 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 fish.